Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Tridosha balancing, phlegm reduction for respiratory health. I hope you can hear me clearly and you can see my video as well.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I would also request you all to turn on your video so I can see you. I know who I'm interacting with. It helps. We'll keep the voice muted so that only when you need to speak, you can unmute and say what you like and then carry on from there. We have a few minutes more. So until then, we can just chit chat a little. I do hope some of you have started doing your belly breathing. If yes, please confirm to me so that I know what to expect. Belly breathing, you remember? I shared the video. Hello, can you hear me? You'll have to unmute. If you wish to say something, you will have to unmute and then speak. Yeah, so my question was, I hope you've started belly breathing. Please answer me. No? No one wishes to answer? Looks like many people did not get the link. Yeah, so my question was, have you started belly breathing? No, nobody wants to answer. Thoda respond kariye. Kindly tell me yes or no. If you've not started, what's the problem? Because then today's session, I'll have to spend a little time showing you a little about belly breathing before we move on with the rest of the stuff. So again, repeat my question. Have you started belly breathing? You'll have to unmute when you wish to speak. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Mamiji. Ji. Who said yes just now?
Shama.
Shama Mamiji Pranam. Yeah, thank you. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Sajjan Kedia.
Sajjan ji, very good. Any difficulty with belly breathing? Any observation? Anything that needs clarification?
No.
No. Okay, excellent. All right, so it's 5 o'clock and we are ready to start. Let's begin by first thanking Hanumanji and our gurus, Man mein, internally, for all the gifts that they've given us and also for making this program possible. Ayurveda speaks of Vata, Pitta, Kapha as three doshas, three imbalances, which are caused by imbalance in the tattvas. This body, this whole system is made of panch tattvas: Prithvi, Jal, Agni, Vayu, Akash. When there is an imbalance in these tattvas in the system, it can lead to these three major doshas: Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Sometimes they happen alone, sometimes they happen in combination with something else. In all cases, one dosha can lead to other doshas as well, and so on. So it's not as if you have one dosha means it's only exclusively that dosha. It can also lead to some other imbalances. Every time there is an active dosha in the system, it creates some kind of illness, some kind of disease, and so on. So, according to Ayurveda, basically these three doshas are responsible for almost all the illnesses, all the diseases in our system, and that includes the mental illnesses as well. By learning to create some balance in our tattvas, we can overcome some of the ill effects of the three doshas. I have always, I shouldn't say always, but I've long suffered from a condition called Kapha dosha. So my body has been a Kapha type of body, primarily because I've been a very, very heavy smoker in the past, which I've given up for the last 10 odd years, but the effect continues. Lifestyle choices, pollution, lot of other things impact our health, the condition of the doshas, and so on. One thing that I've noticed very clearly is cold food or cold drinks or cold water impact this. Dairy products are very, very bad for the kapha dosha issues. Dahi or curd or yogurt in particular are, not desired. They kind of just increase the whole problem much, much more. There are other things, pollution, etc., also affects, and of course, individual people, individual issues, individual effects. So these are some of the main things that cause kapha dosha, and avoiding sometimes the dairy products, dahi, etc., especially in the evening times and so on, and uh, avoiding cold food, etc., helps. Also, for a kapha dosha person, I've noticed very often is when we are exposed to cold temperature for whatever reason, a certain amount of kapha begins to form. So I've always wondered why. What is it that is happening that is causing the kapha to build up in the system when we are exposed to cold? One thing that comes to my mind, I don't know, it's not been confirmed by any things that I've read anywhere, but one thing that comes to mind is when the body is cold, then the rest of the system, or if you like, the autonomic nervous system, tries to reduce the amount of heat that is sent out to the extremities by creating phlegm in the system, so that the heat of the body is conserved for the core part of the body, because the body's core needs to stay warm so that one doesn't suffer because of cold temperature, etc. So this is one correlation I've always seen. Therefore, if you feel that your body is a kapha type, make sure that you stay largely warm. Avoid too much cold. Sometimes we don't feel cold. That means we don't recognize that we are cold, but the body is recognizing or registering something cold, and therefore it starts creating a little bit of phlegm. Phlegm is created in many parts of the body, but primarily in the respiratory system, lungs, etc. Phlegm and mucus are similar but not the same. Mucus is thinner, whiter, and less thicker, whereas phlegm is thicker. Sometimes it has a color as well, and it affects the respiratory system. Now, Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya, a technique that I've been sharing for some time, helps you to throw out the phlegm through three basic parts of the program. The first of which is called huffing technique. Then there is the complete yogic breath technique. And then there is the Anulom Vilom technique, combined with what I call the Krishna's flute maneuver. Very effective in expelling phlegm from the system, which is great, which is good, but not enough. Those who suffer from phlegm, and I'm sure there must be some here as well, may have noticed that sometimes your body feels like it's a phlegm factory, like a mucus factory. It produces so much phlegm. And this phlegm usually collects in the lungs. Now, the funny thing about the lungs is, if you see the surface area of the lungs, if you were to open up the lungs, see the surface area, it has the size equivalent to a tennis court. A tennis court is a fairly large court, and that is the amount of surface area that is there in the lungs if you open it up. Where this phlegm or where this mucus has collected is very hard to say. And it has been collecting over the years. If your body is the Kapha type of body, it has been collecting. And usually people are not able to throw out too much of this Kapha because of lifestyle, sedentary lifestyle. We don't do too many activities. We don't exercise our lungs. And therefore, this continues to build up. Therefore, nowadays you will hear whenever somebody is sick, almost whenever somebody is sick and they are hospitalized, putting them on the ventilator is almost assured, almost taken for granted. It's almost as if we fall sick, go to a hospital, and we have to be taken on the ventilator. And the reason is primarily because we don't look after our lung health. What do we do to look after our lung health? Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, please. Yes.
Like somebody who is not using at all any dairy product, okay, and pretty well clad also, but still keeps having cough bouts, like once in a while, and doesn't know how to throw it out. But what's the reason for that person to keep having this cough?
Yeah. So basically, every single person's body is unique. Some people's body is a very kapha prone body. So the body produces kapha for a variety of reasons. Some things can increase it, but lot of things can affect the production of kapha in the body. Dairy is one thing that I mentioned, for example. Sugarcane juice, for example, even that can create kapha. In Ayurveda, they speak of how mitha, sweet or sugar can create kapha. So if you notice the correlation.
No sweet also.
Yeah, they say it should be avoided.
No, not giving sweet also at all. Nothing. No, nothing sweetened.
Okay, but yet the kapha is increasing. That is the point.
Not
right?
increasing. It's like intermittently keeps coming and then going.
Yeah,
For a few days it comes and then it becomes all right.
Pollution can affect it.
Pollution also not exposed to. It doesn't go out.
Pollution can enter the homes as well.
That too is anywhere, but basically it's not there. So that's what I wonder. Can be some other reason which we can look into.
There could be other possible reasons, but the major reasons, the most important reason is that one's body is the kapha type of body. So that is the primary thing. Beyond and above that, it is lifestyle choices. Also, individuals can, if they start noticing what creates an increased amount of phlegm in the body, if they start reducing the intake of those, that will be good for them. But sometimes people don't pay attention. So if you begin to notice, कि कल मैंने ये खाया या, a couple of days back I had this and I felt an increase in my kapha.
Trying that also, intermittently stopping something, then trying. So maybe the weather and age, maybe that can be the reason, is it? Can be.
Yes, that is true. Someone is also mentioning banana. Yes, bananas can also create kapha. Guava, I haven't noticed guava,
So
but
maybe, but banana also not given. So like being careful, trying all sorts of things and still not being able to put a point on it. So person is 83 plus sedentary, as you said, not too much of action. That could be one reason.
See, production of kapha is one thing, expulsion of kapha is another. So if your lifestyle is sedentary, that means chances are you are collecting the kapha, you're not throwing out enough kapha.
Yes, very true.
So when enough kapha builds up, you get the sense that there is a lot suddenly happening. But maybe it is only building up slowly, collecting there, but just not being thrown out. So we get the feeling it's happening in bouts. That is one possibility. Someone is asking, how do you identify your body's kapha dosh? I think that's a very interesting question. How do you identify your body's kapha dosh? One thing is that it produces too much kapha. See, one thing, a little bit of kapha is necessary for the body. It provides the necessary lubrication for different parts of the body, the organs and so on. So a little bit of kapha is okay. That's not, lungs maybe it should be there, respiratory system also it should be there. Problem is when it becomes too much. Then
one
it starts.
Thing very interesting you said, that that kapha stops the body to take out extra heat from the body.
Yes.
So if you're properly clad, generally
Yes.
you will avoid cough. This is
You
what
will
I have
avoid,
noticed.
yes. This is something that I've noticed, and therefore I thought I should share it. And when you take these precautions, you create conditions so that it doesn't become too bad. So at least it's somewhat in control, and which is a very good thing. So production of cough is one thing, expulsion of cough is another. Like we just said, the lungs are very, very large in terms of surface area. So if you wish to throw out much of the collected phlegm in the lungs, you will see that it can take time. And once we start with the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya, which I've taught before also, and maybe some of you here have done that program and have been able to use the program to throw out the phlegm. But throwing it out is one thing. The second part of this Tridosha balancing program is you will learn certain breathwork techniques that will slow down, reduce. I will not say it will end, because ending the production of phlegm is also a slow process. Just as the body became a phlegm Kapha type of body a little slowly over time, similarly, reducing the amount of Kapha that the body is actually producing may also take time. It may also take a little bit of continued observation and practice to give you the ideal results. But believe me, if your
One
body
more
is the
question.
Kapha type, yeah, sorry.
One more question. I have noticed maybe some psychological stress also can cause cough.
Yes. So now if you go back to the main point here, the Panch Tattvas, the imbalance in the Panch Tattvas creates the Kapha dosh, Pitta dosh, Vata dosh, etc. So when there is stress, obviously stress is affecting everything in the body, because have you noticed whenever there is stress, there is a certain tightness in your system. This When this tightness begins to happen in the system, certain tattvas are affected directly or indirectly. The flow, and the other thing to remember is your body is 70% water. When there is tightness in the system, that means the flows are being affected. The nature of anything liquid, the nature of any fluid is that it needs to flow. That is the nature of anything that has liquid, as a character. So 70% of the body is water. This water, if it is stagnant in one place, naturally it will begin to spoil, go bad. But if this continues to flow, then chances are it will not spoil so easily. The flows are required because different parts of the body need whatever these flows are bringing, and to take out whatever needs to be thrown out. So the waste matter, the toxins need to be thrown out. So therefore the flows have to happen well. Therefore I suggested that we start with belly breathing, because belly breathing creates conditions for easier flow in the system. When the flows begin to happen more easily, with less restriction, with less impediment, then slowly the body begins to go towards wellness. Also, the concept of uh, if you remember, which I spoke about in the belly breathing video, it's called the sympathetic nervous system and the parasympathetic nervous system. I've explained that in detail in that video. If you have watched it, you will have a fairly good idea. But if you have any brief question, I'll answer that. Basically, sympathetic nervous system is activated automatically in the body whenever we are under any stress. So when the body is under any stress, or we are under any stress, the body responds by saying, I have to save myself. So it goes into what is called the sympathetic nervous system, where the body is either ready to run or to fight. It is gripped by fear. So, and sometimes it can even freeze out of fear. Have you noticed when someone is very fearful, they suddenly freeze, they can't do anything. So these are the automatic reactions that happen to the body in the sympathetic nervous system. Belly breathing is like an automatic switch. It switches you into the parasympathetic nervous system. In the parasympathetic nervous system, the body can heal itself, repair itself easily. So therefore, when we are mostly in the parasympathetic nervous system, the body can go towards wellness much, much more easily. Therefore, we wanted to start with belly breathing. And therefore, at the start of this session today, I asked if you have all been practicing. I got a few answers from Kumkumji, Shamaji, and one other gentleman, I forget his name, Kediaji, I think he said. But the others, I don't know whether they have started belly breathing. If not, you should. I will spend a few minutes today showing you about belly breathing, answering your questions if you have any about belly breathing. Someone also mentions fried items as being responsible for creating kapha. Maybe, but my personal observation hasn't confirmed that to me yet. But of course, you may be right. All right. Any questions so far? Yes, Pooja ji. Go on, Pooja ji.
Evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes.
I also have sinus quite long back. It's been 8-10 years, I think. And I do practice some breathing practices also now. Earlier, I was not consistent. Usually, my right side of the nostril is blocked more. So I feel even while doing concentration in meditation also. But I try to open. Then I try to focus on Sushumna path also. But, later on, sometimes I feel like this obstruction in right nostril is more as compared to left. Right one is more blocked as compared to that. But so sometimes I have to, like, before starting meditation also, sometimes I put nasal drops so that all the nostrils are already cleared and there is no difficulty in flow of that air. But still, because of this sinus problem, I tried Jalneti also. I was not able to do in good way, and although I used boiled saline water in that, but still I was not able to do it in a good way. And so I discontinued that thing also. Little discomfort was there in that. So the thing is, like, I usually spit it out, and there is a production, and it goes in throat, and every time I spit it out, I mean, I do not swallow it like that. So but yes, the entire this problem is there, and more blockage in right side.
Okay.
And
So,
lot of factors are also there. Present grief period is there. Still, I lost my dad and brother also. So all the things I'm trying to cope up. These situations I know make the things worse, but still, in spite of doing my practices also, this problem is still there.
yes. So sometimes the blockage in the right nostril can be because there is a certain growth in the bone over there. So check it out with a doctor. That can also cause it. But continue with your yoga practices, the Jal Neti, add a little bit of gargling to your daily practices. In fact, people who do the Tridosha balancing program, I always encourage them to gargle regularly with either tea, like you add a tea liquor, add a little salt to it, gargle with that, or with warm water and salt. Even that helps. But
I would say to Pooja that Jal Neti in the blocked nose, generally they say if you are not expert in it, it will create more problem, and वो पानी यार है जाता है head में.
Yes,
It is very blocked
it
here.
goes in
So,
throat.
unless you get a guided this thing, don't do it. It will create.
Okay, I think that's a very valuable suggestion, Poojaji, from Shamaji. Something to consider. But if you are doing Anulom Vilom regularly, if
Yes.
you're doing different pranayam practices, especially Anulom Vilom, you should start seeing some relief from this very, very soon. So continue with these practices. Don't see, these practices can take time. You don't get overnight results. Continue with it. You will start seeing some results.
Thank you.
Don't get impatient. That is very, very important. Don't get impatient. These practices yield very, very good results, provided you've been able to continue them for a period of time. If you want overnight results, unfortunately, that may not always be visible. Then we become disheartened. Once we become disheartened, start giving up the practice. If we are not regular with it, again, the effect of the whatever we have done so far begins to slip out of our hands. So this is as far as, some of these things are concerned. Continue doing your practices on a regular basis. You mentioned Sushumna. Poojaji, very interestingly,
Yes,
your
sir.
Sushumna is the single most important nadi in your system. So keeping your Sushumna clear, cleansed, and working is important. And in the Tridosha balancing program, that is going to be a central area of focus anyway. We'll come to that slowly over time. Our focus is going to be on that. And by cleansing the Sushumna and doing certain practices that help it keep cleansed on a regular basis, we will get dividends in terms of health in many areas of your life. While, of course, kapha dosh will be reduced, one will also see some improvement in other conditions connected with vata and pitta, even though this program is not focused on vata and pitta doshas. This program is focused on kapha dosha. So that is where we will be working more specifically.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank you.
not at all. Yeah, so back to belly breathing. Are we clear about belly breathing? Do you want us to spend a little time on belly breathing? Show you how to do it, etc.? Is that required? Anyone? I think Sheljaji is nodding her head.
Yes, sir, I want. I'm attending for first time.
Who was that? I didn't see your name. Who said attending for the first time?
Sir, I.
Sanjay ji, Sanjay Gaba. Okay. Attending for the first time, but I've shared the video. Did you watch the video on belly breathing?
No, sir, I have not
You haven't
watched.
watched. Okay. Sheljaji? I can't hear you. You'll have to unmute.
Yes, I watched the video. I'm a chronic asthma patient. I think my lungs are getting it is shrinking, and I feel very helpless. My family members are also feeling very helpless. So I am expecting a lot from this webinar.
Okay. So yes,
Thank you.
Sheljaji, yeah, very interesting. She also says that her lungs are shrinking or they are not expanding the way they are meant to. Part of the reason is also because you don't belly breathe. See, remember, when you belly breathe, the movement of the lungs, the lungs expanding, contracting, this action of the lungs don't have a muscle of their own.
Yeah, right.
Lungs, like the heart beats on its own, the lungs don't have muscles of their own.
Yeah, right.
The movement of the lungs is directed by the movement of the diaphragm, which is a muscle right below the lungs.
Yeah, right.
So when that diaphragm moves upward, then the lungs become smaller. So you push out air.
Yeah.
And when the diaphragm goes downwards, it allows the lungs to grow or expand and therefore breathe in.
Yeah.
And in belly breathing, this is what we do.
Yeah, right.
In belly breathing, this whole area, basically, it's about learning to keep your belly area relaxed.
Yeah, right.
When you keep the belly area relaxed, as your diaphragm moves downwards, it pushes the organs over there outwards. Therefore, you get the sense that your stomach is coming outward or, growing. And then when you breathe out, it goes in. In, out, that movement. This is something which is very clearly seen in a small baby. When a little baby is lying in bed, you will see the belly moves up and down.
Yes.
The baby does not do it intentionally. The baby does that automatically because Mother Nature has programmed the baby to do it that way.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, over time, we forget it. We stop doing it. And then we build a lot of stress into our system.
Yes.
The stress actually then becomes a habit.
Yes.
So once the stress becomes a habit, it becomes almost impossible to get a good deep breath. So a lot of people find that there is shortness of breath, again connected with this.
Yes.
Chances are, if you have an asthma issue, chances are in your earlier days, you might have gone through a period of stress when this may have started.
Yes. In fact, every day now, from the past few days, every day, I'm using nebulizer. It's that bad.
See, I can understand, because not getting a good breath is a very, very
Yes.
painful thing.
Yes.
So if you have been advised to use a nebulizer and you are using it and getting relief, that's wonderful. So
Yes.
getting relief is important. Getting a
Yes.
good breath.
Yes.
Someone who has had difficulty breathing, when they're able to breathe freely, they feel, wow, what an amazing gift this is. It's such a powerful experience, just to be able to breathe well.
Yes.
When you have difficulty, and people with asthma know this, I had a condition called COPD, which is actually
Yes.
a pretty
Yes.
bad condition as well.
Yes.
But
Yes.
I had it because I was a smoker and a heavy smoker. So I
Okay.
caused it to myself. But I would do a lot of pranayam. Even in those days, I used to do a lot of pranayam. I would
Okay.
gargle regularly and go for regular walks and so on. So somehow it didn't get too bad. It didn't become, uh, you know, didn't grow to the extent that it made me dysfunctional. But anyway,
I was
coming back to
I was 75 kgs 2 years back. I was so scared of eating food that I have lost 20 kgs now.
that's good.
Because I'm scared what do I eat and what not to eat. So that has and now I'm 57 kgs. I've terribly lost weight.
But you're feeling better, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
Because your face doesn't look as if it's
Yes, yes.
as if it's lacking energy or something. So it's
Yes,
okay.
I wake up also at 3:15 every day
Okay.
and try to do pranayam, but I can't walk 2 steps and I'm tired.
Ah. Well, some of the practices that we do in this program will begin to show you the changes. Now,
Thank you
see,
so much, Guruji.
no, not at all.
Okay.
Once you get the results, then maybe you can thank Hanumanji. I'm
Okay.
only, his
Yeah,
tool.
yeah. In desperation, I'm reading Hanuman Chalisa every day
That's
because the
wonderful.
prana vayu I'm not getting and I'm struggling so much.
So belly breathing is a good start.
Okay.
If you can interrupt, Kumkum can show her pran mudra also.
Okay, very good. Yes.
Kumkum can show her better. तो that will help. या उनका नंबर होगा तो अलग से भी भेज सकते हैं, सबको डिस्टर्ब नहीं होगा तो.
No, it's okay. It's something that everybody can use. So if Kumkumji, see, please look at Kumkumji's picture.
Okay.
And see if it's clear. See what she's done. Left hand and right hand, both.
Okay.
So she's using the right hand to connect the last two fingers, the little finger, the ring finger with the thumb.
Yeah.
And the index finger and the middle finger are straight, open, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And with the left hand, the same thing?
Same thing.
So, both the hands?
Yeah, both the hands.
This is what she has shown. Yeah.
Okay.
While walking, while sitting.
Okay.
When you feel lack of energy, you can
Hold
follow.
that mudra for a while. And
Okay.
how long should they do it, Kumkumji?
It's 15 to 16 minutes at a
Okay.
Okay.
There.
In the beginning, it will be difficult. So what they say is that you can put a tape for
Okay.
the fingers to stay
Okay.
like this. Otherwise, no, you get tired, it goes away and all that. So you can put a tape and do whatever, sitting or whatever, and then gradually you can into a habit.
Okay, that sounds good. Sanjay ji, belly breathing. The link is there in the details that we sent about the program. Please go through that again. But basically, maybe I'll demonstrate a little bit to you just now, just to show you how to get into that posture a little easily. If you lie down on your back, and pull your heels to the buttocks so that your knees are pointing to the ceiling. Hold this posture for a minute. Just hold it, just stay like this for a while. Automatically, you will notice your belly is moving up and down. This is basic belly breathing, and it happens naturally without your doing anything. Now that's the thing. When we speak of belly breathing, we don't want you to do belly breathing. We want you to allow belly breathing to happen. Belly breathing should happen on its own without doing it. That's the important thing. Is that clear? Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so belly breathing should happen without your doing it.
Okay.
Every time you lie down on your back like this, observe how your body is. Observe how your systems are. Why is belly breathing happening then? By simply observing, becoming aware, and letting it happen when you are sitting, standing, or even walking. If belly breathing becomes your default way of breathing, it will it will act as a switch that takes you away from stress, almost like this. You get into the belly breathing mode, you will be able to switch out of any stressful situation internally. The more you continue doing it, the more relaxed you are, the better your breathing will be. Shortness of breath will be controlled by that. Asthma, people with asthma, where the lungs don't expand, your lungs will begin to expand a little more than before, and continue doing it, it'll happen more. Start doing a little bit of pranayams, different kind of pranayams. Baba Ramdev has made many different kinds of pranayams very, very accessible to all. He's explained them all to everybody. So, Brahmari, Kapal Bhati, Anulom Vilom, Udgit, etc. Do these on a regular basis, and you will begin to see improvements. And that applies for you as well, Sheljaji.
Yes,
All right.
thank you.
Yes. Any other questions about belly breathing and so on? Or do we need to spend any more time on belly breathing, you think? Do you need more clarity? I've shared the video. If you watch the video, it'll
Yes,
save
yes,
us a
yes,
lot of time. So I don't want
yes,
to,
yes,
delve on that too much, because a lot of people have done that. They've watched the video. So,
yes,
no point going too much into
yes,
that.
yes,
Okay. You thought that lie down and position of the legs was that the belly started breathing. So this is the
Yes.
position of belly breathing, no?
No, this
yes,
is this is a position that we show you so that you become aware of how belly breathing happens. But that's not the only way to do it.
Okay.
That is only to make you aware that abhi belly breathing is तरह से हो रही है.
Uh,
All right. Yeah, somebody else had a question. Somebody was saying something. Who was it? No? Shall we go on?
yes.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't pay attention to what you were saying. All right. So this is about belly breathing. I trust this is okay. We can go deeper. We can go to the next stage. Is that okay?
Yes.
yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Sit down, be relaxed, allow belly breathing to happen to the extent that it happens for you, and observe how deep your breath is going. In the meantime, I'll just notice someone has sent a few messages. I'll just go through them. Most of the time, I'm not breathing, I'm holding my breath. So, Sangeeta ji, yes. Sangeeta Kocha ji, you can consciously try to do belly breathing. But remember, we don't want you to do belly breathing. We want you to let it happen. So that means relax. PNS scanning can confirm deviated nasal septum. Okay, Darshan ji is saying, I got my nasal septum straightened, able to breathe better. Yes. Yeah. So that is somebody was saying the blocked nose. I think that's the response from Darshan ji for that person. I got this after trying Sudarshan Kriya and Kapha Bhati. Okay. Somebody said, I want. Tesha, I want. What do you want? Patanjali, come help me to lose mucus in the lungs. Okay. So Smita Koriji says, Patanjali Broncom, it's a medicine, I think, helped me to loosen the mucus in the lungs. And then she stopped taking the nebulizer. So that is her suggestion to you. And Sangeeta Kochi says, Pran Mudra, very good for vital force, energy, nourishment. Yes. And she says, you practice it for 1 hour. Pran Mudra, once again, Pooja Groverji. That's what Kumkumji showed you. See, I'll bring my fingers closer. I hope it's clearer. Your index finger, middle finger are straight, pointing upwards. Your ring finger, little finger are joined with the thumb. Is that right, Kumkumji? Is that right?
This is right, Rajesh ji. But no, the tips should touch each other.
Okay.
That's very important.
So, okay, the tip should be meet. Okay.
Yeah, very important.
The tips of the fingers. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that clear, Pujaji? Lightly, not tightly. Okay. How to do belly breathing? Komal Chukji, I shared the thing briefly. Is that enough? You can also watch the video. Or do you still have a question, Komalji? Komalji? No? Shall we go on? Right. So I think belly breathing, we can leave that because the video has already been shared and I've answered a few questions about belly breathing. And now we must get into the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya, which I've shared before in different programs, but we'll go through that again. Remember all the 30 days that have gone in this new. Yes, so let's start with the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Swaskosh, lungs, Shuddhi, of course, you know, and Kriya, the practice to do it, breath work. With belly breathing, better results. So take a slow, full, deep breath. And then open your mouth wide and go. And then without breathing in, again, once again. Again, repeat. So basically, you do a huffing. You blow out air without breathing in. Try to do it 3 or 4 times and add a little pressure so that things get squeezed out of your system. So take a slow, full, deep breath. Let your breath go as deep. Remember, see, your lungs are in terms of the size of the lungs, the surface area very large, but there are 5 lobes, 5 parts to the lungs. And when you take a slow, full, deep breath, you manage to get a little more air to every part of your lung, which is important. If nature has given us a lung or lungs in a certain way, we should be able to use most of the capacity of the lungs. So very often, people use only a very small portion of the lung capacity. The lungs can actually do 6 liters of, it take in 6 of breath, but most take far, far less, far, far less. So growing that the ability of the lungs to expand more, take in more air is important. It won't happen in one day, but it will happen. Yes, Pooja ji, you have your hand raised.
Sir, I didn't understand what you demonstrated now.
Okay, I'll explain again.
Inhaling, so you will exhale forcefully.
You inhale with your nose,
and
exhale from mouth, breath, and you open your mouth and exhale through the mouth in a huff, like one big push.
I'm demonstrating to you.
Yes.
Then without breathe, no, that's not enough. Then without breathing again, huff again. And then do this 3 or 4 times without inhaling. So you do the huff, wait a moment, huff again, wait a moment, huff again, 3, 4 times.
But without inhaling, it creates cough. I mean,
that is the point. That cough has to come out. If
I just did it and a cough came out little.
There, yeah. Shamaji just tried and a little bit of cough came out.
So without inhale 3, 4 times, together exhale.
Yeah, but with a gap. You huff one time, wait a couple moments, huff again, wait a couple moments again. So everybody has a different.
So while waiting, the breath is at hold.
Yes.
Yeah, there is a breath hold, yes. Try again, once again. Watch me. I've taken a slow, I won't speak because otherwise my breath is lost in speaking. So I'll just demonstrate once again. Without inhaling, I will do it. Please watch. I'll take a slow, full, deep breath. Fill up as much all through. And then
Puja, the wonder was that the mucus is coming out of the nose also. So if your nose is blocked, maybe that will help that also. Just now I realized it's not only from here, from the nose also it came out.
I did like this. I inhaled from nose.
No, while doing the huff, you don't inhale. You
Yeah,
do
I'm not
three, four.
inhaling, I'm exhaling.
Yeah, do 3, 4 repetitions of the exhale of the huff, then wait, then again inhale through the nose, full deep breath, and do the huffing a few times again. So a lot of phlegm came out, say Srishti ji. There we go. She's only done it a few times. Srishti ji, can we see you, please?
Comes out from throat only.
Comes out from the throat. Very good. So you can keep a
So
container like this.
Acha. So
Keep a
the thing
container
is,
like this or a bowl.
as I told you, जैसे गले में गिरता है रेशा, I told you like this, so that thing happens frequently with me, and I try to spit it out.
Exactly.
So
So if there is a lot of phlegm in your respiratory system, we want the first thing is to throw out as much of this phlegm. What does the phlegm do? How does it affect you? The phlegm in your
it's a lot
respiratory
of
system,
force on stomach muscles while
वो भी
doing
धीरे
it.
धीरे बढ़ जाएगा. That will increase.
Yes.
So when the cough is collected in your respiratory system, it creates a lining, like a cover. So when this cover is created, it interferes with the exchange of gases. Oxygen, carbon dioxide exchange does not happen very well. Vatsala ji says, I also got a little bit of kapha from the throat. Very good. But Srishti ji says a lot of phlegm came out, which is very good. So you are already, Srishti ji, you must already be feeling a difference in the quality of your breath just by throwing out in a couple of huffs the amount of breath, the amount of kapha that you've thrown out. Is that right?
Yes, it felt that I'm breathing more into
You're
my
breathing more. And
abdomen.
this is only a start. As you go deeper, you will get much more beneficial results from the practice. So how often do you do this? How much do you do this? When you do the huffing technique, since we will do since we will do numerous other things, do 5 repetitions of the huff without anything else. So slow, full, deep breath, huff, 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 whatever number of times, 3, 4, 5 times, that's one cycle.
Yeah.
Take a full deep breath, again, huff, 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 huff. Second time, again, take a full deep breath, huff, 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 huff. Third, so do 5 of these. Come, everyone do it. Otherwise, you won't get enough practice. I will wait. Lot of cough did not come out for me because of all the different practices that I've been doing. But there was a time when a lot did come out for me. It might come out tomorrow. It's not come out today. It might come out tomorrow. So that. Take a slow, full deep breath. Keep your stomach relaxed. Let your stomach grow as much as it wants to grow. And then go. Look at my ha. A very long ha. Wait. Wait. Again. In. Now the question is, how much pressure should you exert? See, everyone's body is unique. Everyone's body is special. You exert the amount of pressure that your body permits. Start slow. Don't start by exerting too much pressure. Use a little pressure. Throw out a little phlegm. And as your body becomes a little more used to it, increase that intensity, increase the pressure. Over time, you will find that your capacity has increased, the pressure that you use has increased, and you are able to cleanse your lungs much better. Believe me, the very breath, the easier breath makes such a huge difference to the quality of our lives. Massive difference.
Yes.
Yes, Srishti ji, go on.
Sir, is there any contraindication? Like if, let's say, a person has some respiratory issues, they can't do it. Like, is there any contraindications of this?
See, in all the time that I've done this, I've not I've not personally experienced anything. I've shared this technique with many. I've not had anybody report to me that they have had some contraindication because of this. So the caution is listen to your body. If your body is not comfortable doing it, don't do too much. At least don't do it then. Try it again after some time.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, as far as respiratory issues are concerned, this is for respiratory issues. So, for respiratory issues, this will probably be beneficial. However, if there are special conditions that we are not speaking of, that we don't know about, then listen to your body and, if necessary, seek medical advice. I'm not a doctor, so I should not pretend or try to offer the kind of directions or advice that doctors can do. That is not my field. My field is breath. I will tell you about the breath, but each individual is an individual with their own special strengths, weaknesses, conditions, and so on. So therefore, I say listen to your body. Your body, if you are in connect, if you're deeply connected with your body, if you understand your body, you will know. Abhi zyada nahi karna. But don't stop it altogether. If you're feeling a little bit of discomfort, slow it down, ease it a little, get into the habit, get into the practice, then increase it again. Sishtiji, is that okay? Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir. Perfectly. Thank you.
Okay. Harini Kumari ji is saying, my chest is feeling tight. Relax your belly. Relax your belly if you like. Lie down on your back. Harini Kumar ji. Lie
Sure,
down on your
Guruji,
back.
I'll do that.
And allow belly breathing to happen for a while. Sometimes, because it's a new practice, sometimes we get stressed and then this can happen, but it's definitely not something that I've seen too much of, so should not be an issue. But anyway, since you're getting it, ease up for a little while, and then after some time, if you feel a little better, try once or twice again, and then listen to your body, act accordingly.
Can I speak?
Sure, Guruji.
Yes.
What
Shamaji
she is
has
saying just now, I am also feeling. See, what is happening to me is that in the beginning, with huffing, little bit of mucus came out. Now I feel that my chest is trying to spell more out. So that is why it is becoming tight, and then a little bit from down below is coming out.
Okay, very good. So the lungs, there is the upper part, the middle part, the lower part. The lower part, goes, how do we see? Almost till here, the lower part of the lungs can go till here. So therefore, moving things from this part is not always easy. But some of the breathwork techniques that we do will help you expel some very old and deeply ensconced, collections of phlegm. Harini Kumarji, feeling a little better?
Yes, Guruji, I'm feeling better now.
Okay. So try once or twice more. Don't add too much
Sure.
pressure. Build up
Sure.
on the pressure over time. Is somebody saying something? Somebody said something? No? All right. So this is, please do 5 repetitions, 5 times. Do the huffing, everyone. I'll wait for you to do it. Darshanji, no problem with your septum issue?
Yes, sir. I got my septoplasty last month. The wound is completely recovered, but yeah, I just feel the unstable condition in my nose, but nothing to. It doesn't stop me from doing this.
Okay. Nice. So after everyone has done 5 repetitions, let me know. And if anyone else is still throwing out phlegm, tell me please, because sometimes very old phlegm can come out. In fact, I had one group where a lady with this problem said she actually vomited out a lot of phlegm. When she started doing it, it was almost like a vomit of phlegm. So much phlegm came out of her lungs. Can you imagine how relieving that is? Yes, anybody else? Shall we continue? Shall we go on?
Yes.
All right. So huffing technique is the first part of the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya, where you only huff a few times and Go back to your original place and wait. Now, the second part of the huffing technique is, as you do the huffing, bring a inner squeeze in the lower part of your belly. So somewhere in the belly region or lower belly region, add a squeeze over there. Then you add a squeeze a little higher. And then you add a squeeze a little higher still. So see, it's hard to make out, but see what I'm going to do. I'll take a slow, full deep breath, and I'll point you with my finger, with my hands, where I'm doing the squeezing. Full breath in. So by doing this, you are also exercising your lungs or different parts of your lungs. Very good. Kumkumji, a lot of phlegm coming out. So good. Very nice.
Sir, I have a question. Like, I'm
Yes.
able to breathe it out, but the amount of gap I'm not able to give more. Like,
It'll grow.
interval is very less.
It'll grow.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Everyone has a different threshold. Everyone has a different ability. Some can do it longer. Some can do more. Let it grow over time. And there is no competition. Just because someone else is doing it in a certain way, it doesn't mean you have to do it in the same way. But just keep adding the amount of air that is expelled and the number of repetitions that you can do. Try to increase. This will indirectly also help you increase your lung capacity. Increasing lung capacity is very important. So you will also get that beneficial impact. Yes, Pooja ji?
That earlier I was saying some choking of the cough, but it is not that coming out. It is a dry cough of choking.
Yes,
Dry.
yes. Sometimes the cough is very
It
thick.
is dry cough with me.
No, very often we call it dry cough. It's really not dry cough. It's just very thick cough.
Okay.
So it takes a lot of effort, lot of time to bring it out. Gargling in the morning or in the evening also, if you like, will help you a lot. So do these practices, combine gargling with it. See, once you continue doing it for a while, once it becomes a habit with you, the expulsion, the more easily you are able to throw out the phlegm. And remember, you have collected this, your body has collected this phlegm over many, many decades.
Yes.
So you can't throw it all out in one day.
Yes.
But it is really requiring effort on stomach muscle.
Good for your stomach muscles, no?
Right now, maybe this is half of the day is over, so a little bit bloated. So very tight. I'm feeling stomach muscles.
You're feeling tight? Relax. Lie down on your back like we showed for belly breathing. Lie down like that for a little while. See if you can get some relief. Srishti, it's surprising because I teach in TTCS and regularly do Jalneti, Sutraneti, Kunjal Goggles. I didn't expect this much release. Yes, Srishti ji. This is what makes Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya such a powerful and useful technique. Can we do this in standing position? Asks Real Me RMX. I think you'll get better results sitting down than in standing position. So better to do it sitting down. You can sit in Vajrasana, which is a very good asana for many of these breathwork practices. All right. So once again, take a slow, full, deep breath. And when you do the huff, squeeze in the lower belly region, middle belly, upper chest region. So do it without my telling you, just do it on your own. Take a slow, full, deep breath. Breathe in. I hope I've not missed anybody's question or comment.
Can I show you?
Your voice is breaking, Srishti. Can you say that again? Not clear, Srishti.
Can I show you if I'm doing it?
Okay, go on. But see, the thing is, because I can't see what is happening internally, therefore I'll only get a very general idea.
Sir, is it okay if I can show you how if I'm doing it correct?
Like I said, you can try to show me, but I can't see because it's an internal thing. But I'll try to see. I'll try to make out. Okay.
This thing.
Yes, in the lower part. Very good.
So
Yeah, but you are doing all the huffs from the same part. So I said first in the lower, then slightly higher.
Okay. On the chest and then
First in the lower, then slightly higher, then slightly higher. So then you add a, see, this creates a certain motion. It pushes it upwards. It pushes the phlegm upwards and makes it easier to come out.
Okay.
Namaste. So what is the right time to do it? Anju Aluwalia ji, best time is usually morning. Early mornings, after you've done your morning thing, when you do a little bit of meditation, pranayam, etc., if that is your practice, around that time it's good. So after you wake
Empty
up,
stomach? Sir, empty stomach?
empty stomach. Oh yes, ideally empty stomach. Yes.
Okay, fine.
Emptier the better. Yes.
Yeah, I wanted to say something, Guruji. Can I?
Yes, Sangeeta. Yeah, Sangeeta ji.
Okay, I had fever and I thought my cough problem is already taken care of. But after 7 sessions, I had to go to the bathroom to clear my throat. A little wet phlegm, the mucus came out from the nose. But then again, twice I went, and now I can feel the to cough to clear the throat. And one amazing thing is I was shivering the whole day today. I started feeling warm and brain is gone. My brain is clear, my mind is clear, and I'm smiling and I'm feeling very good and light
That's
after about
wonderful.
8 to 10 rounds.
That's
So amazing.
wonderful. Yes. Yeah. So breathwork has amazing benefits and effects on the whole system. Sometimes I'm saddened that it's such a powerful thing, yet people don't take advantage of its amazing powers. But I think by the time we are done with this program, you will learn a lot and you will be able to take much, much more advantage of the power of your breath.
And I'm also feeling a lot of stress has gone out of my eyes, forehead, and as if the nervous system is eased from at least the head region. There's slight tightness in the chest, which I feel I need to do a little more because now it has come to the throat. I have to clear my throat now. Earlier, this was not there. Probably it has come up. So I'm enjoying it.
Gargling will help you. Gargling regularly will help you a lot. So please, everyone, try to make gargling a regular part of your practice. Sorry, Sangeeta ji, I interrupted you. Go on.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Harini ji, feeling better?
Yes, Guruji, I'm feeling better.
Okay, very good. All right. So this was the second part of the huffing technique. Please do 5 repetitions of this also. Now, let me also bring it to your notice. This huffing technique is especially useful when there is a lot of phlegm in your system. When the lot of phlegm has come down, so you are able to expel much of it and you don't have that much of phlegm, then the following techniques will be much more useful. So use the huffing technique. For example, if you feel very clearly that there is a lot of phlegm in your system, start doing it. Ravi ji says, Guruji had little phlegm come out of my throat after 3 attempts. So could it be because I'm doing this for the first time, or is it because there is not much phlegm inside my lungs? No, how much phlegm is there or not there is very hard for anybody to ascertain. But whatever is there, if it is not the minimum amount required to provide the lubrication to the organs, anything beyond that is a problem, because it interrupts, it affects the exchange of gases in the system. So therefore, if it is coming out, it could be because there is more, some of it has started coming out, and you will see a lot of it will come out in the days ahead. You will see that. All right. So you've done 5 repetitions of this as well, I hope.
Yes.
Everyone, good?
I have noticed that
Ji.
now I'm not doing the huffing, but नीचे से ना फिर थोड़ा फिर I'm the
Continue करना है.
automatic, yeah, it automatic
Yes.
started coming a bit.
Because you started the movement. So it's starting to come out, and whatever comes out is good, because the more we are able to clear and cleanse our system, the better. I'm sorry. All right. Let's do the third part of the technique.
Yeah.
Ready? Are we ready?
Yes.
So the huffing technique, the third part. We've done the first 2 parts. Now we'll do the third part. Take a slow, full, deep breath. And as you do the huff, bring your attention to your tailbone. Bring your attention to the spine. Bring your attention to the tailbone along the spine. You know, the tailbone is the last part where the spine has a small, like a comma, like a hook. It turns into the anal passage. That is the tailbone. So bring your attention to that. And as you do the huff at the tailbone and create the pushing motion up the spine. So take a slow, full, deep breath. And the huff with a pressure at the tailbone. Then wait a moment. Take it higher then. Along the spine. Wait a moment. Repeat. Now this time, it's all along the spine. Yeah, coccyx is what she says. That's the tailbone. That's right, Sangeeta ji. Very good. Do it again. Take a slow, full, deep breath. And do the squeezing at the tailbone, and then slightly higher, and then slightly higher in your 3 or 4 expulsions, or 3 or 4 huffs. This is wow, tailbone breath. Yes, Sangeeta ji is going to get far, far more interesting as we go deeper into this. Remember a little earlier, Pooja ji spoke about the Sushumna, and I think I mentioned to you that Sushumna is the single most important in your system. So we are starting work or bringing attention to that part of the system from the very first session. If you are able to keep your Sushumna in good health, if you are able to keep your Sushumna cleared, active, it will have a salutary effect on all parts of the system. In every way, it's going to help you. So, Sushumna is our ultimate target, as you will see. Sangeeta ji, I hope that answers your question or your point. All right, once again, do it once again. Take a slow, full, deep breath. And the squeeze. 3, 4 repetitions. Do it on your own, please. Yeah, if you are coughing also, that's good. That means something wants to come out. So it's a good sign. It's not a bad sign. Yes, Srishti ji, go on.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Sir, when I'm doing this, a little bit of perineum is also like getting squeezed. So is it okay? Is it correct?
It's very
Like
good.
not perineum, like Mooladhara, when you squeeze. Okay.
So the Mooladhara has number of muscle groups. And I think the squeezing that's happening to you is along the tailbone, which is good, because that is where you're bringing in the squeeze. Even if it's happening in other part of the Mooladhara, it's okay. We have no problem with that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, so do that again. Slow, full, deep breath. I'm sweating. Yeah, very good. Sangeeta ji says I'm sweating. Harini ji is also saying the sweating. The sweating is happening because of the squeezing that we are doing. As we are doing the squeezing, a little bit of sweating can happen. Kumkumji, also sweating? Can't hear you.
I just got a soreness in my throat.
Soreness,
Because
new
of
soreness.
because of the coughing.
So it is because some of this phlegm is trying to come out.
Yeah,
It's not finding the exit. So when you do the gargling, it will help to reduce it. Also, the practice in the days ahead will help to clear it.
Oh.
By the way, our next session is going to be on Wednesday. So until Wednesday, you must continue doing this. Do it regularly. Add a little bit of gargle to your practices. And Vatsalaji says coughing in between. That's good. Coughing means your lungs are trying to throw out something. See, what happens is sometimes the old phlegm has collected somewhere, it's there, but it's stuck over there and it's not moving. But what you've done has moved it a little. You've dislodged it. So now, since you've dislodged it, now the lungs are trying to throw it out by coughing.
Guruji, for gargling, do we use salt only?
You use warm water and salt, or you use chai, tea liquor. Add a little bit of. I love that. I love to use tea, a liquor made of tea and a little bit of salt together with warm water. Very, very useful to cleanse the whole system.
Tea liquor is anti-inflammatory.
Sorry, Kumkumji, sorry?
Tea liquor is anti-inflammatory.
Inflammatory?
Anti-inflammatory.
Yeah. Tea liquor is anti-inflammatory, so it helps with that. So that is what.
Basically, all the inflammation is there.
Yes.
Guruji, what do you mean by tea liquor? I didn't get you.
So pani mein, if you put chai patti,
yes,
without adding sugar or milk, etc. That is a liquor. That's not
Decoction maybe.
Okay, fine.
Concoction.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you.
Okay, so once again, slow, full deep breath. And the squeeze along the spine. Two, three, four breaths. Squeeze, push it up the spine. Now see, when you're doing this up the spine, you may not realize it, but you're already beginning to act directly on your Sushumna Nadi. Some of you may be familiar with my work on breath and so on. Sushumna is the single most important nadi in the system. Keeping it clear, cleansed, etc. is important, like I just mentioned. And continuing to work on it, different techniques helping to cleanse the Sushumna, because the Sushumna runs through all the major chakras. So as the Sushumna begins to cleanse, it also helps to clear and cleanse the different chakras. So there are many beneficial results that come. Again, they don't come overnight. Continued practice is important. All right.
So, Guruji, I just want one clarification. This when we do this tailbone breath, when we huff out, do we squeeze it upward or
Upwards.
downward?
That's why I said start at the tailbone. So you are pushing it upwards. In all my breathwork practices, in all my breathwork programs, I am clear about moving breath up the spine only. Nothing but up the spine.
Okay.
Different people have different methods. I'm sure there must be some who do differently. But to me, it's important to move it upwards constantly. So over the next few days, please do this practice daily, regularly. Share your experience, how much kapha you are able to expel, how different your breathing feels because of that. Share it in the group or share it to me directly if you like. You have my number, and hopefully your experience will also inspire others. But of course, this is only just a start. We have a long way to go. The first is to reduce the amount of phlegm that is already there in the system, and then to reduce the amount of phlegm that is being produced and collected in the system. Slow process, long process, but very, very, what should I say? heartwarming results when you start seeing them. I know some here very, very closely and personally as well. So I know some of the challenges that they have faced or are facing, and you will get this benefit over time.
Can I
Getting
share?
watery mucus. Yes,
I
Shamaji.
already started having the air going through here very smoothly
Sushumna.
by itself.
Sushumna is active.
I'm not doing anything. It's just going very slow, easily and smoothly.
Yeah. So as the respiratory system begins to clear, as the nadis begin to clear, Shamaji is talking about how her Sushumna is feeling active. That smooth flow of air that she feels along the nostrils is a sign that her Sushumna is flowing. Srishti, yes, you raised your hand.
Sir, I have two questions. So when you say that take it up, that means like we are visualizing, right? We are
No, no,
squeezing.
no, no, no. There's no visualizing. You're
Okay.
actually doing it.
How, sir? Like you're squeezing your body. First, you're starting at tailbone and squeezing your upper
So you
body.
squeeze at no. You are squeezing at the tailbone region.
Okay.
That's the first squeeze. The second squeeze is a little higher, so can be in the abdominal region, slightly higher than that. Then you can take it higher to the lower chest, upper chest, that way.
Okay. And sir, when I'll be practicing it from tomorrow, like 5 rounds of each of 3.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 5 rounds of each. So 3 cycles to the huffing technique.
Okay.
There are 2 more parts to the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Huffing technique is part 1, with which comprises 3 basic parts.
Okay, sir.
The basic huff, it's to create a system. It's to create an environment in your system so that huffing becomes a little easier. Then you add a little bit of squeeze, and then you start focusing on your spinal area.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, I have a doubt query. Like kaphas that are present below the throat, we tend to pull it upwards, but
Yes.
which are in the mucus, we'll have to pull it to mouth. It will not come out through nose. So I generally try to like I can't put it in words, but yeah, whatever kapha that is in the mucus.
So, have you noticed sometimes when we have a lot of phlegm in the system, we do like this. We pull like this.
Yes,
We pull like
exactly.
this, right? So we are trying to clear out the system so that it comes to the throat where it can be thrown out.
Yes, sir.
That's what we're trying to do. So do these practices. It'll help to clear out some of the phlegm that is collected for a period of time. And in our next session on Wednesday, we will go deeper into the other parts of the Swaskosh Shuddhi Kriya. Also, I will introduce the Hanuman Master Breath in my next class. I would have actually liked to do it today itself, but we will wait for it to happen in our next session. So far,
Guruji, sorry,
Yes.
sorry. What
Sorry?
if we were not able to attend Wednesday class lively? We'll
See,
get the recording.
I'll tell you something. Watching the recording is not the same thing as doing it live.
But that
Because when
time,
you when
okay.
you watch the recording, you will not have the patience to go through it little by little slowly.
Yes.
You will tend to fast forward. And then you will miss out on some things, and you will not get the same results.
Yes,
So as
true,
far as
true.
possible,
But that time I have an office, then I'm not able to attend the class on
then there is no
Wednesday.
choice. If there is no choice, we do what do we do?
Okay.
So our next session will be on Wednesday, same time, 5 p.m. Be here on time. Do the practices. I'll share the video online. I'll share the video and then the link in the group. I hope you are all part of the group. If you are not part of the group, please join the Tridosha Balancing WhatsApp group. I think most of you are there probably, but maybe some of you may have missed it or something. I don't know. Maybe it's there in the chat box. So if you scroll up, you might find it there. Any questions for today's session? We are working, can't join. Yes, Komalji, I understand, but we'll have to make do with what we have. If you're able to take a little time off and do it on Wednesday, great. Otherwise, watch the video. But don't fast forward it. Watch it slowly. Go through the whole thing. Have the patience to do it that way. You'll get better results. Sorry?
Can you show us the Hanuman breath one time? So the people who are want to missing on Wednesday, they get exam.
Okay. So the Hanuman master breath is a little, it'll take a little longer to show, Mamji. So I think we'll hold it for the next session if you don't mind. Because it'll take a little time to explain that.
Was thinking.
Okay. Or if you like, a very simple part of the Hanuman master breath, breathe out fully, exhale fully from your system. And after you've done a full exhale, bring your attention to the tailbone, pull from your tailbone. Bring your attention to the tailbone, pull your in-breath from the tailbone, pull it up the spine. Relax your body. Kumkumji, your body is tensed. Relax your body. The more relaxed the body is, the better results. Go on. Sorry? Someone is saying something? Kumkumji, does that happen? Exhale fully. Bring your attention to the tailbone. Pull your in-breath from the tailbone up the spine. Slowly. If you do that slowly, you will also feel that your breath in the nostrils feels a little different. I think Shamaji will be able to understand what is happening then. It'll feel a little similar to the Sushumna breath that you earlier spoke about.
Both the nostrils are flowing now.
They're what?
Both the nostrils, I feel the breath coming up.
Coming up through. Yeah. If the breath is coming through both the nostrils, it's a sign that the Sushumna is getting active, which is a good thing. Also, the breath sometimes feels a little smoother when the Sushumna gets active. So, which is what is happening then. If you're able to pull that breath from the tailbone up the spine, your Sushumna starts getting active. If the system is clear, you start seeing results very quickly. So, since you wanted a brief introduction to that, I think this should help you. Continue doing this. This is a very powerful breath, the Hanuman master breath. I call it the Hanuman master breath. Very powerful breath. Many benefits. We will discuss them in the next session.
What are the benefits you will start getting to? What can we see immediately?
That depends on an individual.
Achha, okay. Okay. So we'll tell our experiences. Okay.
You can share your experiences, yes. Okay. Yes. Komalji, you have your hand raised. You want something to say? Komalji and Lokeshaji. Go on, please say. Komalji, Lokeshaji, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Inhale is through mouth. No. I have not mentioned inhale through mouth anywhere. Why did you get that idea? Inhales are all through the nostrils, through the nose. Please.
Exhale, is it through mouth?
Yeah.
In the huffing, exhale has to be through the mouth because you're doing. So it has to be through the mouth.
Okay, fine.
Komalji, quickly your question, please.
My question is that, sir, this is all which you're showing is all for breathing exercises. My problem was that about if we do regular, then our digestion problem can be solved like that in this.
Yes.
I think I answered your question in your message. So that answer has not changed.
Same.
Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, all right. Anybody else? Anything else? Shall we wrap up for today because we've gone a little over time? Okay. Yes, Kumkumji, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I hope I've not taken too much of your time. I will see you on Wednesday. Please keep the link. The same link can be used unless you get a different link.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Very interesting class. Very interesting. Really.
Thank you, Shamaji. Thank you so much. See you all on Wednesday. Please join early. Namaste.